Hey guys, it's On Screen, Off Screen, the show where we like to talk about movies, books, TV shows, and hopefully we'll find something good that we can pass along to you, something that will lift you up a little bit. We're going to start with Josh. Let's start with your second topic and then we can go to our shared.
Okay, so this week Forza Horizon 6 has come out. It's a game that neither of you guys are going to care at all about. It is a racing game. I'm not sure how much you guys know about it, but there's two kind of Forza games. There's like Forza Motorsport, where it's like more realistic and it's real tracks and real cars and whatever. And then there's the Forza Horizon series, which is real cars in real places in the world. So, like, the first one took place in Colorado, the second one was Italy, the third one was the UK, the fourth one was Australia, the fifth one was Mexico, and now this one is like the one everybody has been screaming for since the first one came out. It was like Colorado, and then everybody was like, do Japan, and then they just never did Japan until now. Um, I don't have a ton to say about this because it is what it is. Its biggest criticism is its biggest strength. It's just another Forza Horizon game. If you've played one, you've played them all. There's nothing really new under the sun. They're exciting. They're tons of fun. Uh, Lauren, I do think you would have a lot of fun just like goofing around with this. Not worth $60 to you, but like I could see you playing this for a little while and just you know having a little bit of fun,
Driving the speed
driving
limit
the
and
speed limit, uh, crashing through as many trees as you possibly can. Um,
I I remember there's a game where it was, I think there was racing involved, but you could also try to wreck and try to get as much money in a wreck as possible. Is that part of
that's
this?
not part of this series. I think that's part of the
Oh, okay.
Burnout series. That's what it's kind of most famous for.
Yeah.
Um, this one's just open world. It's Japan. This game is gorgeous. Um, right now we're in spring, so we have the um, what do you call them? Cherry blossom trees, and they're all in bloom, and it's
Ooh.
all gorgeous. The one thing that this Horizon game is very famous for is it does seasons with the real world. So as soon as we get to summer, it will change the world. We'll get new tracks. The environment will change. Then we'll get to fall again. New tracks change. Winter, we'll get more snow and stuff like that. Um, and then in like a year or two, they usually do a DLC, um, which is like some ridiculous thing. So with Forza Horizon 5, it was Hot Wheels. So there was Hot Wheels tracks above Mexico, and you would drive your cars around it. In the UK, it was Lego. So you went into a Lego world, and you could get a Lego car and go crash and whatever. Um, so I'm excited to see what we do in this one because right now the most exciting thing is like they're known as rush events in this one. I don't know if but they're always just like exciting races. So like you race a train, you race a blimp, you race whatever, and in this one you race a Gundam, like a full sized huge Gundam. You race in your car, and they're always exciting and cinematic and scripted, but they're tons of fun. Whatever. Uh, so this is more of that. There's just lots more. I love it. I have one thing on my wish list, and that is like in car culture. Japan is very well known for its very unique set of cars, and they have the big
Okay.
ones like the Supra, the whatevers, the Miata, the RX-7s. But I want those like obscure cars. Like I'm obsessed with a car called a Jimny, and it's only made and sold in Japan, and they're like super dirt cheap, and they look like Jeeps, but people trick them out to look like whatever kind of cars. Um, and like I want that in the game. I want to be able to build and customize my Jimny and all that kind of stuff. I want all those more unique kind of obscure Japanese cars. I'd love to see that. But yeah,
So
go ahead.
we know you're a Godzilla fan.
Yeah,
In the DLC, would you want to be racing against
that
Godzilla?
would be cool. If the DLC was like Godzilla and you're trying to outrun like one of his laser blasts, or like they have Mount Fuji and like it has the snow. I was thinking it would be really cool if one of the races was like you're racing an avalanche. Um,
That would be
they could
cool.
do a lot of really cool stuff for sure. And like it's a pretty fun game. Music in this it's great. Visuals, it's great. It's just it's nothing new under the sun at this moment in time. So like if you wanted to play Forza Horizon, there's not much reason to play this one versus another one, especially if it's like Lauren, I think you might have a lot of fun with like the Lego stuff in the third game and you'd save like $60 by playing the third one instead of the sixth one. Uh, so it's like if you're new to the series, there's no reason to play this one. If you're into the series, there's nothing new that's gonna just wow you. They don't change anything.
Is this one that it's nicer to have like a wheel and pedals
No,
and stuff for,
it's
or
called a Simcade, but it's very much more on the arcadey side than the Sim side. I play it with a controller, even though I have a wheel and pedals. Um,
mm,
the Forza games just don't feel well to me with a wheel. People do use wheels for them, but they're more arcadey than they are sim. So
Okay.
they're fun.
They're like a good balance arcade sim
Yeah,
or
I
very,
mean,
very arcade.
the Forza games aren't the most sim. So, like, even the motorsports game, I play with a controller because it's not worth using a wheel for. Um,
Okay.
this one is just less sim than that one. But if you want to play a sim racing game, you just won't choose Forza. There's a whole spectrum of racing games, and it's like you could play Forza and spend $80 on a game or $70 on a game, or you could play my personal favorite, Le Mans Ultimate. Get real tracks, real cars. It's an officially licensed game. They're constantly making improvements. You get a good online community with it, and it's like $40. So I just wouldn't go that direction with it. I wouldn't be too serious with it.
So I didn't realize how big Forza was, but it sold. The last Forza game sold double the copies that the most recent Halo game sold, which is crazy. And actually, no, Halo was free. It got double the downloads of the last Halo game for a free game, which is nuts. Is it the biggest racing game? I honestly don't know.
Biggest is hard to define.
Okay, is it the most played, most downloaded?
It's hard to define
Okay, why?
because it's competing with most directly the Sony version is called Project Cars. Project
Okay,
whatever. It's on its eighth game as well. It is very much considered superior to Forza Motorsports.
okay,
The PlayStation sells more than the Xbox has in any generation. So it's always been more bought. But we live in the United States where that's not necessarily true, so there is a bigger Forza bias in the US.
okay.
But like
Where on the
the
world stage, Sony is
biggest,
obviously
right?
bigger.
If you want the one with like the biggest name recognition, it's gonna be iRacing.
Okay.
But that's like
You,
sim racing, super serious sim racing.
is is that one played more than Forza, just on a like a general level?
Played more, yes, because the people who play it like 8 hours a day, every day.
Okay, okay, but maybe not quite as big to the masses,
Yeah,
kind of a deal.
it's for
More
sure not a
enthusiast.
masses kind of a game. It's a subscription based
Okay,
game, and it's stupid for being that way.
Okay. Cool. Sweet. I think I'm gonna try it. I don't think I'm gonna get super into it, but I don't
You
think I've
won't.
played a Forza game. But I think I could have fun just like racing around Japan for a little bit. Seems like something like Spider-Man, where I could just hop in, kind of swing around the city. Be like, okay, cool, I'm done. That was fun, and then be done.
Yeah,
Kind of a deal.
that's all I would expect.
But
Yeah.
yeah, cool, cool, cool. All right, let's go to our shared topic. Our shared topic is from season 4, episode 2. It's just me and Josh's shared topic. Um, and I really liked episode 2. I thought it was great. The scene at the beginning where they find the father hanging in the barn. They did a good job acting it. You didn't know exactly why the daughter didn't know what was going on because the end of last season, the daughter is there when he dies. So I have questions about that. It's obviously something to do with time travel, but I don't completely understand what it is. I have more questions about the girl slash old man that's living in the town. What is the game? Because nothing really gets revealed here. The son and how the daughter both deal with the trauma is interesting. Them going into that time travel is interesting. The son walking up to the RV that's in the middle of the woods and seeing his dad was fascinating because it looks like the event is about to happen where he dies. And I don't know how that all connects or something. Time is overlapping and I don't completely get it and I have so many questions, but they did a really good job of presenting it in a way that made me want to ask those questions, and that's really all I can ask from the show. I also really liked that the cop girl is finally just like getting her reality treatment so that she can stop being such a bitch the entire time and just like help people instead of constantly fighting everything. She has training, she should be useful, but instead she just kind of sucks. And I hope that character gets to where she doesn't suck. I like this episode. I thought it was good. I thought it added to the story. It was atmospheric. My one complaint is they can't keep pretending that the son is the same age. He just looks so much older, and they have him still like doing the pouty little kid face, and it's just not working anymore. But other than that, great. Thought it was fantastic. What about you, Josh?
What's your rating for the second episode?
The rating for the second episode is probably like I'm gonna give it a solid 8. That was good.
So for me, I largely agree with everything Conlon just said. I did want ask those questions, and I did want to know the answer. So much so that I'm actually on all the way up to the fourth episode now. Uh,
Oh dang.
it's really good. It's really interesting. They're proposing a lot of really good ideas. I am losing faith strongly in their ability to answer it.
Okay. Were you at that point with this episode, or
Yeah,
is it stuff that's happening for
the
further on?
fact
Okay.
that the dad came back and the time stuff, you have two options now. It's
Mm-hmm.
either wimey, janky stuff that could
Mm-hmm.
ruin something for me. Numerous times, time travel ruins stories for me because they try and over explain it, create plot holes, create issues, whatever. We already saw a little bit of this when the sheriff went back in time and met the one guy. We know that time is repeating itself, but now we are having the storybook elements shine a little bit lighter in the plot. And I feel like they're going in one of two directions: timey-wimey stuff, where there is a small chance of success of working out at the end, or everything's not real, which will piss me off royally.
That would suck. I would hate that.
I
I
just
would
I
hate
don't
that
see it
so
going
much.
anywhere else right now. So I'm losing faith strongly. I'm not seeing them go in any other directions or leave many other possibilities than that.
Not leaving it open. I literally wrote the time travel concept is very interesting. I honestly think Josh, I was going to say, won't like this. That's what that's supposed to say. won't like this because I didn't think you would. And I hope they can pull it off. I hope they can weave it together. It sounds like in the further episodes, nothing has made you feel more confident at all.
No, I mean I've watched one
Is it-
more episode, uh, which doesn't really address either of my things. I still think it's good. I'm still very interested. I still want to watch more. We'll still talk about episode 3 next week, but
What was your rating of 2?
I'm giving it a 7.
A 7? Okay.
Yeah,
So I think your first episode was also a 7.
it was an 8.
That was an 8. Okay, so it's down a little bit.
Yeah,
Did you
because this
like
is the
the
one where it lowers my expectations for the finale.
for the faith? Okay. Did you like the whole daughter was there for their initial RV crash, stay overnight, beginning of the show part?
It was fun. We saw it at
Okay.
the end. We now know why she was there and how that makes sense. We know that it wasn't a monster. That was the question when we first saw it. Was somebody pretending to be? Were one of the monsters pretending to be the daughter? Um, we now know that it's not. It just that also introduces the whole like, is anything real? Is this all gonna be the boy's imagination? And he's gonna wake up at the end and it was all a dream.
I if they did that, I actually don't think it would be the boy's imagination. I think it would be what is his name? The one that's been there for ever.
But
The one that's been there for an extremely long time. His father
it would
ends
be
up
the
in
boy's
the
imagination because he's the storybook writer.
okay. You think it would be the boy's imagination and not what is that guy's name? You know what I'm talking about?
You totally just cut out. No.
Oh, what is the guy's name? The one that's been there for a really long time, whose father showed up last season.
Yeah.
When
I
the
know who you're
mom
talking about.
went out, yeah. Anyway, interesting. Okay, because I kind of assumed it would be him if they did that. Hopefully, they don't do that because that would be a terrible idea. I just don't know how else they get out of the situation or why the situation
I
starts in
don't
the
either.
first place. Hopefully, they have something. Hopefully, they have something. Anyway, cool.
Hopefully.
We'll keep watching it. We'll rate episode 3 next week. Hopefully, you guys are watching along. Let's go to Lauren's topic.
What's the next topic?
Your topic.
Oh, my topic? Oh, okay. So my topic is Rose and Chains. Um, this is there is a trend where there are fan fictions that are gaining such popularity that um, publishers want people to publish them, so they have to rewrite their um, stories so that it's not copyright. So sorry to this author, but this is definitely like I hated this so much. Um, First off, this was a Hermione and Draco fic, um, and Hermione's new name is Byrony. Let that sink in. And then Draco's name is Tovin. Tovin
Okay,
and Byrony. Anyway, first
that's
off, I
pretty
was like,
good.
okay, I had read the fanfic and I liked it, and so I was like, you know what? I can look past the names and just pretend that it's Draco and Hermione. So one of the things that I liked about this fic was um, the way she wrote things was very much a show don't tell, um, in the fanfic. And there's this one part where, in the fanfic, Narcissa, um, okay, pulling back. Dark Lord wins. Everybody on the good side, like in the order and everything, is basically getting auctioned off to Death Eaters. And she gets auctioned off, and Draco buys her. And she goes to the mansion, and she has like her own room that has like a library and everything. And she's like, this is suspiciously cozy. And she's like trying to think of why Draco would have bought her. And then no one comes and sees her, and then her Draco's mom Narcissa comes in, and Hermione's like, so when am I supposed to like have a visitor or whatever? And Narcissa's like, excuse me, you're in my house. No one's gonna touch you. You're under my protection. And I was like, let's go, Narcissa! Like, I love Narcissa in the fanfics because she's usually like this awesome protector. And then in the book version, Tovin's mom comes in after she hadn't like eaten for 3 days, hunger strike or something, and she's like, apparently, I need to come in here and make sure that you're walking, so I'm gonna walk you like a dog. And I was like, whoa! I was like, we went from like Narcissa, this character that like you immediately start liking her and realize that she's on Hermione's side or Byrony's side, to this other girl who seems like she's way below her and literally called her a dog. And I was like, that changes the whole spectrum of this book. And it makes me mad because once these authors publish these books, they take their fanfics off of the internet. So if you didn't download it as a PDF, you can't read it anymore. And I was like, the fanfic was so much better than this published work, and whoever her editor is should be fired. Because there's other things where in the fan fiction she would explain something, she would show and not tell, like a spot where she thought she wasn't ever going to have kids. She started describing like little traits of herself in like this chubby little kid, versus in the book she just said, I'll not have kids, and cried. And I was like, how did this get so much worse? So I was really mad that I spent money on a book that I thought was going to be good, and it wasn't. That's my thing.
That
Sounds
sucks.
absolutely terrible. I'm sorry. That sucks. For real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
explain
I'm thinking now
why.
I need to like at least, sorry, yeah.
So they publish it with different names because they don't want to get sued by the owner of the IP, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to rewrite like this was a Harry Potter fanfic, so she rewrote the magic system. She rewrote everybody's names and like a lot of what happened into it, but it's the same storyline and story beats, and it's way
Okay.
worse.
It's
But
hmm. But isn't if it's the same story? Like I get that having different names would make it worse. Why would it be that much worse if it has a different name?
like I was just like describing, there's like a part in the story where the mom was like, I'm gonna protect you because like you're under my roof. Where in the book, she comes in and she's like, get your clothes on. Apparently, I have to walk you like a dog. So the dialogue changes a little bit too.
Okay.
And
Okay.
like that character changed drastically from the fanfic to the book.
Why would they
Ticked me
change
off.
that
It's like a
dialogue?
fanfic of a
That's
fanfic, which is weird.
like that dialogue has nothing to do with it not being Harry Potter anymore. So why change that? Was it just a mistake?
I don't know. I
Okay.
think maybe it's an editor's decision and they should be fired
Okay.
because
Okay.
They
I'm
still
like
can't
literally all
be
you.
recognizable to the original stuff. So dialogue would count if you could point to it and be like, yes, that's directly from what I did.
Okay.
But it's the same author who's doing the fanfic versus the book.
Okay.
Oh,
And
I
nothing is
see.
pulled.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So like, she could have just changed names and changed the magic system, which she did. It's like now like heart magic and mind magic, and it's really dumb and confusing to follow. Um, but like so like they're not wands and stuff like that. It's more innate sorcerer. It's more like they're sorcerers instead of wizards. But yeah, I was.
What? So it's not like it's not like Harry Potter invented wands for magic. So why can't you use a wand for magic? Because it's been done for a very, very, very long time.
You could,
Okay.
but
And
I
then
think people
it's
shy because that's too close to that
okay.
since it is a Harry Potter fanfic. So they
Okay.
try
So that
to
makes it a
shy
little
away.
bit more iffy.
And like I said,
Mm-hmm.
it
Hmm.
goes off of if it's recognizable. So if you're doing wands and they speak the Latin words and whatever, even though Harry Potter did absolutely nothing original, it is very popular today. So they could make a claim. Not saying that they would win, but they very much could make a claim towards it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that seems
yeah. But
strange to me.
this is kind of a trend that I'm sad to see because this is the second book of something that's been a fanfic that's been turned into a book that just totally tanked from the fan fiction. The only one, and like the reason why I've been seeking these out is because my favorite book, Alchemized, is one of those. And I'm starting to
Mhm.
realize that's the exception, not the rule. So makes me real
That's
sad.
honestly too bad.
I know. I'm like, just keep your fanfics free. Stop making worse of your fanfics, because that's the other thing is that these authors make it so that you don't have access to these fanfics anymore. So
Unless you
that's too
downloaded
bad.
them, right?
Yeah, unless you downloaded them before they got like there's one that I hurried and downloaded because she's going to be published in October and I'm going to give her a shot because um it's called Secrets and Masks and
Okay.
that one uh got me to cry late at night one time. So I was like I'm going to go into Barnes and Noble and I'm going to leaf through and see if they did anything
So
different.
I do have a question. I like Royal Road where Dungeon Crawler Carl started there. A lot of these lit RPGs start there, and there's some honestly, truly, really good books on there. There's also some crap for sure, and I like reading the stuff that's on there. But I don't. I will typically read the audiobooks because lit RPG just is famous for having really good audiobook narration. It's kind of how it got big. But if it's something where I just kind of enjoy reading it on the website, I will just read it on the website and then I'll go find real books for other interests. What is it that makes it so you dive into these these web serials the way that you do, and what makes you buy the book after instead of reading it in a different format or finding quote unquote real books? Does that make sense? What I'm asking?
Yeah, so or at least what I think you're asking is like why do I read so much fan fiction and then why would I go and reread basically the same story but in a different font in a book?
Yeah.
Um cuz I get obsessive.
Okay.
And it's the same thing of like I like Taylor Swift and everybody's like why all of her music sounds the same and I'm like exactly. I know what I
Okay.
like and then it's just slightly different enough for me to like get my fill of it. And with these stories I really like I think I sent the TikTok to Josh. I might not have, but it's like me getting ready to go to bed to read the same two idiots falling in love but in a different story. And it's like it's something that I know works for me and so like I like that I can see it from other people's perspectives and how they've written it or like in a different universe. Um and then if I really do like um I try to support the authors. That's why I've been like trying to buy their books and
Okay.
things. Um but then they make it so much worse, and I was like, this is like a cash grab, and I'm not really supporting the work that I loved. um and so that's what's making me angry about it, because, well, one, with Alchemized, it was changed for the better, and so it was like I saw the revision and it got better, and it was so much, I felt deeper. um and I was hoping that would happen with the other ones, and that did not.
That's too bad.
Yeah,
Interesting. Cool. And so I'm guessing your rating is very, very low for this.
it is a 0. They made it into a
0.
series, and this is the first of I don't know how many. I'm not buying the next ones, so
Dang, that's too bad. That's
very
too bad.
angry. Yeah, because the two things that I really liked about this fan fiction, because the fan fiction 8 out of 10, the book
Okay.
0, because all of my favorite bits were cut out. Like, how dare you? You had
Dang.
something gold and you took it out. Why? But
Why? Why would you do that?
um,
That's too bad. Well, speaking of obsession, that is my next topic. Is obsession. Have you guys seen the trailer for this movie at all? Either of you?
oh, nice.
No. Okay, it's very good. Like I'm gonna spoil this, but it's very good. Um, so the whole premise of Obsession is you have this main guy. His name's Bear, and Nikki. They both work at a music store. This feels like it's in the '90s. I actually don't know what year it is. And they work together. Bear has this huge crush. He's kind of this nerdy guy. Nikki, I don't think has any interest. You actually don't know for complete sure, but I don't think so. There's Cooper, who's Ian, and Sarah. They're kind of the four main characters, or the four people that work here. Bear is going to admit that he likes Nikki, and he just keeps like holding it off, and he just keeps getting scared, and he just keeps getting like more and more nervous because he's this nerdy guy and doesn't want to be rejected. And he does a really good job of putting yourself in the place of you being somebody who empathizes with him. If you've ever had a girl that you have a crush for, or a guy you have a crush for, and they don't share the same interest, or you can't approach them, if you have that emotion, you will empathize with Bear. And so at the beginning of the movie, he's kind of the hero of the story. And it's genius how they break that down, because he is, I've seen arguments on whether he is a hero. He's not. He's definitely the villain, for sure, without a doubt. When um he has this moment where he has the opportunity to be able to express his love to Nikki. He drives her home after a night at the bar, and he fumbles it completely. 100% fumbles it. Earlier in the story, he went to this like guru voodoo kind of a shop where you have rocks and you have stones and they all do something, and he finds this stick where if you break the stick you can wish for one thing. And when he screws up, he's like, and he pulls that thing out and he says, I wish that Nikki would love me more than anybody else on planet Earth. And all of a sudden she's standing outside the door, and she comes up to him and she's acting weird, and something's off, and she loves him more than anybody else on planet Earth. And you find out more and more and more about what obsession truly does to somebody. And the thing that I love about it is there's two different kinds of obsession. You have Bear that is obsessed with Nikki. He can't see anything else. He can't see that they're not supposed to be together. He can't see that they're toxic. And Nikki, who is basically possessed to be obsessive, to do all of the things that are like typical crazy girl things, but to an extreme. And Nikki is phenomenal. This whole movie rests on how good of an actress she is, and I haven't seen acting this good in a scary movie slash thriller since Split, where you have the main guy who does multiple personalities, and it is phenomenal. Like, he does such a good job. Nikki does that good of a job. There are moments where the entity that is possessing her gets let go and the real Nikki comes through, and it makes you just nervous and on the edge of your seat. And I've never had this experience ever in a horror movie. I've watched thousands of horror movies, and I had moments where I was like uh, uh, I don't know what to do. I'm just uncomfortable. I've watched all the Saw movies. I've watched some crazy stuff. I've never had that experience before, and I like audibly laughed. And there's times where it's cringy, so you laugh. And the movie theater was laughing. It was supposed to be that way. It wasn't like the director didn't plan that. He talks about how he thinks real horror is when you emotionally don't know what to do, and he did such a good job of captivating that sense of like, what the shit. And I had like multiple times during the movie where I had this experience. It was like, what the hell just happened? What is going on? What's going to happen next? He took these tropes with a fairly basic horror story, and he constantly had me predicting wrong or not predicting when it would happen at the right time. He also did this amazing thing with sound design where simple things would make you nervous. Like there's a scene where Nikki is losing her mind. She's going crazy, and then she calms down and she's all sweet again. And she goes and she takes a shower, and Bear has to admit that he wants to go on a boys' night to this obsessive girlfriend, and the shower turns off. And it's just the shower turning off. A really simple thing that you hear hopefully every day that is bone chilling. It's crazy. It's crazy how well done this movie is. Um, I was I was just super impressed. Everything rides on some good acting. The sound design is good. The story is good. He took simple concepts and elevated them. This is another situation where the director, which was, what is his name? 1 second, guys. Curry Barker is a YouTube video creator. Same kind of thing that we've seen for a couple horror movies, where he smashes it out of the park. He genuinely did a fantastic job. I was very, very impressed with this movie. There are a couple little plot holes that I see that dropped it down a little bit for me, but the amount of good and the amount of just skill that was behind this direction and this filmmaking and this writing was so impressive. If you are a horror fan, you should go to the movies. This guy deserves to be supported. It is awesome to see YouTube creators making this quality of content. It's awesome to see a 26-year-old making this quality of content, period. Very incredible. I'm very excited for whatever he puts out next. I am giving this an 8.8.
So this is in movie theaters right now.
Yeah, it just came out Thursday.
Oh, it's just it was when I was looking it up, it said something about like it was a 2025 film, and I was like, what? I was so confused. So
So he made it in 2020 because this is a small indie project. He basically did it himself. So he has this idea, and he builds upon the idea, and he finally gets a chance to be able to do it himself. He was a YouTube creator who had a couple of like hour-long movies that did really well, 45-minute hour-long movies. He made enough money to be able to fund something on his own, and then it got picked up during a movie festival in Toronto, I believe, and he spent $750,000 on this movie. They bought the rights for $12 million. Or no, that was wrong. For $12 million. So we already had made huge profits, massive profits. And then they distribute the movie. It comes out on Thursday. It's already made $28 million based on his $750,000 budget. And it's just going to grow because everybody is going to talk about how good this movie is. They just will. This is a movie that people will talk about.
I'm glad to see like the YouTubers getting I mean not just YouTubers, but like smaller um studios, I guess. That's I don't know if that's the right word, but smaller productions getting more time and like recognition so that we're not just because I feel like everything's been getting ground to death in the Disney cogwheels and like the um DreamWorks isn't as bad, but like you get these huge companies that I feel like are dragging things down, and so I'm glad to see smaller productions getting the light of day and getting a lot of recognition. So that's good.
Me too. It's absolutely awesome. The last thing I wanted to bring up, and I stole this from another reviewer, but I loved the explanation. Typically, when you watch a movie, you want the two people in the main movie to have chemistry, right? Yeah. In this movie, it feels like they took the two main characters and like did chemistry tests and they didn't match. And so for the entire movie, she's not really in love with him. It's all like a magic possession kind of a thing. And you can just feel it. You can feel that these two do not belong together. And it is something I've never experienced in a movie before, but it's really cool. Just adds a lot. Anyway, guys, that's my end of my spill of how good this movie is. I think Josh would enjoy it genuinely. I think he'd find it very cool, very interesting. Lauren, you would hate this movie. You would despise this movie. You would hate this movie so much. I almost got my wife to go to this, and literally I came home after, and I was like, "I am so." You would have hated me. You would have hated me for a week. You wouldn't have talked to me because it is chilling. It's a very well done movie. Very good. All right, guys, let's go to our shared topic. We're doing GOAT today, and Josh, you were the one who was super excited about this. Let's hear what you think.
Super excited might be a little bit of an exaggeration there. I was mildly interested in this. I
Okay,
really like Steph
mildly
Curry.
interested,
He's one
Josh.
of my favorite players. I think he is one of the greatest players in the NBA, possibly ever. I'd rank him higher than LeBron. Um, and this is just him wanting to make a movie, and so he made it. And I think the funniest part about this movie is that it is just the Steph Curry story. And it's just him poking fun at LeBron and other players throughout his career. The horse guy basically is just LeBron. Um, and I think it's funny. I like it a lot. I think it's hilarious. Steph Curry, just like, or the GOAT, just like Steph Curry, stopped the horse from getting his third ring with the help of the all star Kevin Durant, played by some chick, whatever, tiger thing, jaguar, whatever.
Like
So
that.
all of that kind of stuff is funny. I love the references. The animation is really good. The biggest downside for me in this movie is I feel like it was very much made for the newest generation, where I just got constantly irritated with, like, they would stop and make a meme every 3 minutes as if to try and keep my attention instead of developing characters, making the story more interesting or deep. It was just kind of annoying at that time. It's really heavy in the first half of the movie, and then it gets slightly better. It's still a pretty good movie. I didn't dislike this movie, but I just felt like, wow, this was not made for me. This was made for today's 12-year-old. And I'm not 12, unfortunately. And I have, yeah.
Unfortunately.
So yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. It was perfectly fine. It was good that I watched it. I won't be watching it again. I'm giving it like 7.2. Yeah, that feels good.
Okay.
7.2.
Okay. I am obviously 12 because I had a really good time with this movie. I was surprised by this movie. Um, I think the voice acting is really good. I think the animation is actually quite enjoyable. I think it would fit really well into Zootopia. Like if this was a league that was in Zootopia, I think that'd be a really cool addition. I'm not going to do that, but it'd be cool. Um, I said there's a new goat in town. By that, I meant that it's better than Space Jam. In my opinion, I like this better. I will rewatch this movie. I think the main character having to sleep in that little like closet but trying to get his dream together. Everybody tells him the dream's not good. Like that's all stereotypical, but it was done very, very well, in my opinion. Um, I cared about the character. He felt small but mighty in a way that I feel like is sometimes hard to pull off. I thought the voice was really good, and I'm not the target demographic of age group either, but to me it felt like they weren't pandering to that age group, which a lot of shows, even like when we were kids and they were pandering to our age group, it felt like they were pandering. And this one, it didn't feel like they were pandering. It felt like it was just like natural part of the world, which is hard to do with the writing. And I think that they pulled that off really well. I was impressed by that, actually. What else did I want to say about this one? I just think it's a lot of fun. I liked the different courts and how the courts would have environmental effects that actually shifted. I thought was really cool. It was very fun. It was very animated. It was something that couldn't have been done live action. Something that was part of the animated formula, the animated medium, and that made it all the better, which I also appreciated a lot about the movie. I didn't feel like it was super pandering. Like it was just a solid, fun movie that I would be more than willing to watch again. I thought about it and I was like, would I watch this or Space Jam? And I think I would rather watch this. I would have to watch it again, but that's where I'm leaning towards. I liked so many little details that they did. I liked all of the little, I think they were gerbils, and how there were like 10,000 of them. And the wife is talking about having another kid. I thought was hilarious. That was very funny. Um, it's just an enjoyable kids movie with some good little concepts in it, some good little teachings. It made me understand why people are more sports fans, to be completely honest. Like this team meant so much to the group, the city, the town, and I loved that. It was a little bit heartwarming with that. It was just good. I'm gonna give it a 7.6, 7.7, right in there. I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
What did you think, Lauren?
Um, I have a lot of thoughts on. They kept calling him a small. The lizard was the same size as him.
No, it
Made me
wasn't. Lizard
so
was bigger.
angry. Barely, like maybe by like a couple inches. But I was
Like a
like,
head.
because you could see the team, and the lizard was like way small compared to the rest of the team, and I was like, he's not for small. Anyway, that bothered me so bad that they kept like calling him the small, and I was like, the lizard's the same. But I had a good time watching this movie. Um, it's not like a new favorite or anything, but I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. And because I'm not really into like sports movies at all, I think Ted Lasso is the exception to that rule. And then this one, like normally I get like really annoyed the with the drama of like a basketball game or whatever because I'm just like it's a basketball game. But I actually like this one because you had Jet, like she was getting older and like having to deal with being older and what that meant for her. And I kind of hated Jet, but then also liked her. And I thought she was a very well done character. Because to just have her accept the go onto the team, I thought it was good that she was like, no, like what the heck, and then having to learn teamwork. Um, but yeah, biggest thing was like he was basically the same size as the lizard, and was super mad about that. Um, but yeah, I when I finished it, I was like, that was a movie. Not mad I watched it, but probably landing solidly in that 7. Um, yeah, if somebody was like, let's watch Goat, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But I don't think I'd ever suggest watching it. Um, but I do really like how, and I think this is what actually made me more interested in the game, was that the arenas were different and had that little through the half game or whatever weird twist. And so I was like, ooh, that's interesting. Like the cave had the stalagmites, the stalactites. And then like the polar arena, it broke up the ice and the lava, everything like changed. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, solid 7. Happy I
Oh,
watched it.
nice. It's a solid movie, guys.
Solid.
That's gonna a solid movie. That's gonna be our episode. We appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. See you again next time.
Bye. And Emma, we're watching Emma.
And we're watching Emma. We're just gonna make that a thing. Lauren's gonna announce it because I forget every single time. See you guys. Bye.